Hey you guys, I wanted to pop in and I wanted to share with you some of my favorite books and movies to read and watch during this time of year. Right now it is like raining, I got thunderstorms, it's gloomy, it's like gray outside, it's cold, it's like the quintessential like winter gloomy like kind of a day. And I have definitely been like, thinking and dreaming of spring, but there is something kind of magical during this time of year as well, and it's kind of like a chance and an opportunity to just kind of like get your home nice and cozy. And it doesn't have to be like big, elaborate, or expensive or anything. You could just do like a couple different things, or activities as well, that really just kind of put you in like this like cozy mode. And you can kind of set up your environment to kind of get you like all the cozy feels. And that's what I'm sharing with you guys in some of in this video. I wanted to share some of my favorite books. So I shared a couple, like while I was in the library, I actually managed to find some of my all-time favorite books. I actually own those books, so I didn't check those out, but these are books that like I read over and over and over again, like every single year. I absolutely love them. And so there was one, it was called Merry and Bright. That is a really sweet like romance novel. These are pretty much like all romance like novels and movies, and it's just because I really love those, and I love like the sweet like ones. I like ones that just like put a smile on your face, just make you feel like warm inside, and just like fill up your heart kind of thing. And I love like the ones that they're kind of a little cheesy, but they end really well, and they never fail to put a smile on your face, even though you kind of know like what's gonna happen in those. A lot of the movies are Hallmark movies. I love Hallmark movies. I love how they just make me feel. I just feel really good after watching them, and you feel like hopeful, and like it's kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a magical, whimsical kind of a feeling. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Some people might think like that's not realistic and stuff, but like, why do I watch a movie and read a book and spend time that's like really valuable and precious to like, I don't know, watch something kind of depressing? I don't know. That's just not me. I like to feel like I liked watching things that kind of like fill me with hope and all of that. So Merry and Bright is so cute. It's kind of like like internet dating kind of a situation. She ends up, her family ends up creating like an internet dating profile for her, and they don't really put her picture, they put like a photo of their dog, their animal, and the guy ends up creating a profile as well, and he doesn't like put a picture of himself there, and they actually start talking, and they have like this great like relationship kind of blossom, great communication, and then they end up like meeting in real life. But it's kind of a complicated thing because he's actually her boss, so it's kind of like a tricky situation there. But it's a really cute novel, ends really well. The next one is called Dear Santa. It's a really sweet novel. She is this woman. She actually just got out of I believe a long-term relationship. It didn't pan out. I think that her old roommate like ended up with her ex-boyfriend, but they were together at the time. It was a really complicated thing. But anyways, so she's kind of like in this, like, the guy that she was dating was not who she thought he was. And she's, you know, kind of feeling like depressed and lonely and stuff. So she ends up going home for the holidays, and she reconnects with family and friends. And then also this guy that she used to know when she used to go to school with, and he owns like a restaurant in town, and they end up falling in love. It's a really sweet novel. I love that one. And then a couple that I have here in my lap. So this book is called Coming Home for Christmas. It's by Rianne Thane. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but this book is like one of my top 10 books ever. This is such a beautiful story about kind of like second chances, and it had me in tears, which is kind of rare. I don't usually like end up crying from books and movies. I will say, like, I am definitely like a more emotional person. Like, I will like cry for, you know, during, you know, different difficult situations in life and stuff like that. So it's not uncommon for me to shed a tear, but for some reason, I don't usually cry in books and movies. But with this one here, I totally did. It was so good. I couldn't put it down. It kind of consumed my life for like a day and a half while I like really just like went through this book page by page, and I did not put it down until I was done. And then when I was done, I kind of felt like it took me like, I don't know, like a day to recover. It was a really good book. If you want to get lost in some, like a book, a romance book, this is definitely one that you should get. Essentially, it's, you know, this young couple, they get married, they're in love, they have, I think it's 2 kids, and she ends up losing her parents due to a very tragic accident, and she kind of falls into a very bad depression state. And one night she ends up kind of like leaving home, and she's kind of just trying to like figure out what she needs to do to recover. And but then she kind of like realizes that, you know, I need to go back to my family. And then on her way home, she ends up in a very tragic accident and loses her memory, and develops some health problems. And so it was a couple years before she like regained like full memory of who she was and her family. And at that point, she kind of didn't really feel like she could go back. And fast forward many years later, he actually he has like a, I don't know, investigator or someone in like the police force, I don't know, they end up finding her, and he goes looking for her. And at first, you know, he's definitely like just, you know, doesn't trust her, and he's upset with her over everything that would happen. But when he kind of learns the story and what happened there, that she tried to come home and all of that, they end up falling in love. It's a really sweet novel. If you're gonna get any of them, this is the one you should get. It's so good. And then she reconnects with her children and everything, and it ends so well. I don't think I'm giving anything away here, but it is truly a wonderful book. Very easy read. All of these are easy reads. And all that. And then there's one more book that I have here, and this is called The Rescue. It's from Lori Wick. She is one of my all-time favorite authors ever. She is a Christian romance novelist, and she writes a lot of books that are set in like the 1700s, 1800s, that kind of thing, which I love. I love period, like historical pieces like that. And in this book, she is set in England. And she ends up marrying somebody who she doesn't really know, and they end up falling in love. It's a really sweet story. And I have been on the hunt to try to like collect all of the books from this author. They're all good. I have not found one book written from this author that I did not like. But I don't think that she like makes or writes books anymore or publishes books anymore. I haven't found a new one in a very long time. If you guys know differently, please tell me, because I love this author and I will definitely read everything that she writes. But truly an amazing, tender like story, just kind of hits you right here. And then I have like 3 movies here. I tried to narrow it down. I'm a huge movie person. I love movies. I buy them I don't have cable, I don't have Netflix, I don't have like a lot of the subscription services, but I love to buy movies, and then I just basically have this big library collection in my house of DVDs. Used to be VHSs, you remember those? But then, DVDs took over. So I actually still have some VHSs. I was cleaning out a cabinet the other day and I found a bunch of VHSs, and I still have a machine to watch those, so maybe I should put them in. But last time I did, it was all the resolution was weird, and I was like, whoa, we've really come a long way with all of those things. But it's still cool. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it because it's just kind of cool to have, but whatever, let's keep going. So the first movie that I picked is a true classic, and that is The Sound of Music. I love this movie. I just love everything about it. I love the beautiful countryside in Europe here. I love the love story between the two. That's my clock, I'm sorry, hang on. The love story between the two, just her relationship with the children, the music. I mean, I just love it. And I love, I feel like there's a lot of really good hidden life lessons in this movie too. About really going out into the world and searching for what it is that you feel is God's purpose for your life, and to stand up for what you believe in, and to fight for what you believe in. And I love how her her energy in here, and I just love how she just loves life, and she's teaching the kids to love life, and she kind of gets her soon her husband, Mr. Von Trapp, to kind of open up again. I just love this whole movie. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a true classic, but really strange. I had not seen this movie for ever. I think the first time I ever saw this movie was 6 months ago, which is kind of strange. I don't know why I did not see it sooner, but it's truly phenomenal. I've watched it several times, and it's a long movie. I mean, there's an intermission in the middle of it, but definitely worth watching. And if it's a really cold day outside and you can't go outside anyways, a nice movie to put on works. Usually what I'll do is if I'm about to make dinner, I'll put this on, and then it's long enough to carry me through making dinner, eating dinner, and then cleaning up after dinner, and then I can sit down and watch a little bit of it too. So it's kind of really comforting and soothing kind of background noise too. So I love this one. The next movie I have here is called The Birthday Wish, and this is a Hallmark movie, and it has two of my favorite actors that Hallmark casts in some of their movies, and it's a really sweet movie. I actually related to this movie quite a bit. So she is this, young lady. She's about to turn 30 years old. She has basically a plan for her life, and up until this point, everything in her life has gone according to her plan. And then the last thing on her list, or not the last thing, but one of the things on her list was that she was going to be engaged to her boyfriend when she turned 30 years old, and it doesn't happen. And so she kind of struggles with realizing that, what do I do when things don't go according to my plan? And this is something that I really related to, because I'm a planner. I've been, I try to be very organized, and I had a lot of things in my life going according to my plan, and then all of a sudden things got changed up and redirected, and it's kind of whoa. And it's kind of how do you handle that and process that? And through the movie, she ends up falling in love with somebody who's actually much better suited for her, and she kind of learns that it's okay that not everything goes according to your plan. And sometimes and they don't say this in there, but I kind of visualize it this way, is that God's plan is much better than ours, and everything happens for a reason. And then the last movie I have here is called Love at First Glance, and it's a Hallmark movie as well. And this movie is kind of different than a lot of the different Hallmark movies that come out, where there's the whole story kind of revolves around a love interest between two different people. But in this movie, and there is a love interest between these two characters, but the focus is not really on that. It's more focused on her love for herself, and taking charge of her life, feeling more empowered and more confident, and like going after what she wants, like her dreams, and what she feels, you know, kind of like, I guess, called to do in a way, but like taking more chances, and you know, learning to love herself, and also taking charge, taking the personal responsibility of trying to figure out what is it that is going to make me feel fulfilled, versus just doing things to please somebody else. And in the process, she kind of finds herself, she finds love with this, you know, different, you know, individual who kind of helps kind of like start this whole journey for her. And it's a sweet movie. It's a sweet movie about not only finding love with another individual, but finding love with, or for yourself and with yourself. So I really love this movie. I highly recommend it. This is actually a Valentine's Day movie, but I'm always happy to start celebrating that holiday a little early. And I forgot one more book and movie recommendation, and that is Redeeming Love. So the book is written by Francine Rivers, I believe, and the movie is based off of the book. Both of them are phenomenal. I think I actually watched the movie before I read the book. But once I found out that there was a book, I like immediately went to the library to check it out and read it. I've read it. I think I read it like 2 times in a row. It was so good. And I actually just like checked it out again so I could reread it. It's an amazing love story. It's not like super like warm and fuzzy, like a Hallmark movie would be. There is some tough stuff in there. It's kind of like a, you know, more of a harder subject matter, but it is truly a phenomenal book, and it really shows you God's, you know, good grace and mercy, and you know, about having faith and hope, and you know, learning to forgive yourself, and to, you know, throw shame out the window, and to, you know, move forward with your life, and to carry through with, you know, God's plan for your life, and you know, your purpose in life. And I loved the book. I highly recommend it. And but warning is, it can consume your life for a few days, because I personally could not put that book down, and the movie was just, again, phenomenal. So those are some of my favorite books and movies to watch during the winter season. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I know it's a little different than what I usually film and post here on YouTube, but I thought it sounded kind of fun, and it's just something that I have been kind of like getting in like the mode to want to start doing myself, and especially because it's cold outside, and it's kind of really easy to feel kind of like sad or depressed when the weather is so gloomy outside. We don't have like a lot of sunlight, and we're not getting outside as much. And so I just thought that this would be like a fun video to make, because this is something that I definitely do in my own life to help me feel better during this time of year, and I thought that it could help you guys as well. So what's interesting is that I was actually planning on like kind of like a similar video where I'm talking more about this, and like how to feel better in January, and dealing with like the winter blues, and I was going to bring up this like, you know, this whole topic in that video, and I was actually in the process of filming for it, and I kind of had this moment where I was like, let me just sit down and kind of talk about the books, and I talked a lot, so I think that it's going to be better to just kind of leave this video like as a standalone video, and then I'll just link to the other one instead of like merging them together, because I don't want it to be like too long. I think the other one is going to be like a lot shorter than this one here, but anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, if you have seen these movies or read these books, or if you have any other great like movie and book recommendations. I would absolutely love for you to share those with me. I'm always looking for a good book to read and a great movie to watch. If you are new around here and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then I would absolutely love for you to join my community. I normally post a lot of like healthy eating and healthy food videos. I love eating. I love food, and I love to eat in a way that balances both nutrition as well as enjoyment. I really believe that we need to balance those two in order to have a healthy and happy life. I have lots of recipes, meal ideas. I post lots of videos every single day on these topics, and something that I really want to like focus in on this year. Right now I'm currently in like a series where I'm doing 60 days for weight loss without restrictive dieting. I am not a fan of restrictive dieting. I actually made a whole video kind of talking about like the backstory of this and like a little bit of my diet story and like goals with weight loss, and like, are we really like losing weight to try to lose weight, or are we like losing weight for health, and like just the whole thing, and how to have like a much more healthy approach to healthy eating, especially around this time of year, because right now it is January and there is a lot of advertisements and videos and social pressure and everything to like go on a diet and cut out sugar or cut out this or do this and that. And in my opinion, it's not sustainable. It's not really enjoyable. I've never met somebody who is like super happy to be on a diet. They usually are like, oh, I'm upset. And so I don't want you guys to have that. I want you guys to look at food like it is nourishment, and it's also a big source of our joy. I really believe that food is something that we can celebrate with, gather around, and in my opinion, like, we have to eat every single day, multiple times. Sorry about that. You guys, my camera died and I needed to fix that issue. So I am back now, but essentially what I was saying is that we need to eat every single day, multiple times a day. And instead of like dreading it or getting really stressed out about it, I think we should view it from, a place of excitement, of joy, looking at food as nourishment, as it's going to nourish both our body and our soul, because we get both nutrition and enjoyment from food as well. So I don't want you guys to dread it. I want you to get excited about it. And that is something that I really want to talk more about throughout the year, and bring out more content surrounding those areas, or that topic area. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will stick around for more. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that you stay well during this winter season, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.